Hi, I'm Tom Migot from Tom Migot Photography, and this is the new episode of a new series called Review It with Tom Migot. The concept is fairly simple. You guys sent me your exposures, and I'll give you my honest opinion. I comment them. I give you any critics that I think are worth mentioning here. So let's kick in. The first exposure was sent by Jack, and I remember from the description that this was shot with a point-and-shoot camera. It was a Lumix, and I can see that it was alright, 5.6. Okay. I quite like the scenery. There's a few things that I would have done differently. So first off is I see the shaft here, the sewage opening. I would have somehow removed it. It's disruptive as far as I'm concerned. I'm quite anal when it comes to this kind of thing, so I would have removed it. I would have somehow cloned whatever is next to it on top of it. Then here as well, here on the top left, we've got the cable, maybe the electricity or the telephone. I would have removed that as well because it's just not nice. I would have probably changed the angle of view because the whole point of that scene is this street going down and kind of turning on the right side as well. So maybe by moving the camera higher from the ground, then we would have had this a stronger feeling of depth in the scene. So, and also maybe the fact that we're going down doesn't help because we're in landscape. Maybe a portrait crop would have done better service here. What I noticed first of all is about the exposure itself. The sky is totally blown out. So if somebody would have used the histogram, well, you could see here on the top left of the histogram here in Lightroom, you can see that clearly. The sky is totally blown out and we've got too much pure white data, and that's not good because we can't do anything. So how do you repair this? Well, you could repair it using Photoshop and doing layers with another sky, which would be more interesting with clouds and more contrast, and then you can just multiply the two layers and play that a bit. What I would have done as well is playing with the sliders in Lightroom, and I would have darkened it a bit, the hills, the green, add more saturation as well to it. I understand it's an overcast day, but it's missing something. It's missing a kick, something. So saturation would have helped a bit more. More contrast maybe would have given the street a bit more drama to it. And I don't know about the people. I don't know. Sometimes it's good to have people in the scene. Sometimes it's not. Maybe I would have preferred. Without. Does he actually give us some perspective as the size of everything? I'm not quite sure. If they had been closer, maybe a bit far away. I don't know. I tend to go to this man white head. So I don't know. But nice scene though. I would have just done differently. Next one is from Mario Rossi. Okay, so that looks like a martini, or yes, I like to think it's a martini Rossi instead of Rosso. I think they call it Rosso. I quite like it. Obviously, this is light painting. Nice effort. There's a couple of things though. I noticed that here you see it's pure white. Alright, I don't know which light source was used, whether it was a LED or any type of light, but clearly here a bit too bright. So maybe, what was the time here? Well, unfortunately, I don't have the detail. Do I have it here? No detail in the EXIF. So let's check if on the website there was some more detail. No detail about the exposure. So I don't know how long the exposure was for, but yeah, just that was blown out. It's really too bad. And I don't know, maybe if it hadn't been so high. I know it's very hard when you do light painting because it's not very easy to get them kind of symmetric. I quite like it. It's kind of a commercial feel to it. and I can see a couple of letters, I think, a symbol on the glass here. Maybe it would have been nice to have it totally or nothing at all, because now I'm wondering what was written on the glass itself. But I like it. I like the effort. It's interesting. The next one from Nifty 50. Jake, hello. All right, was that shot with a Nifty 50? For you guys who don't know, a Nifty 50 is the nickname given to the 50mm lens, whether it's Nikon, Canon, whatever, because it's a fantastic lens. It's a prime lens and really sharp. Gives you a very nice depth of field usually. I mean, shallow depth of field. Those lenses, you find them for 1.8 like mine, or 1.4, or even 1.2. So really nice lens. Here, what do I have to say about this one? Clearly the background is blown out. That's meant to be. Still don't have any detail about the exposure itself. That would be nice, guys, for the next time to give me either in the description or in the leaving the EXIF data, so I know how you actually took that shot. No, he didn't give it, other than the fact that he actually used a Nikon D7000. What I would say, well, shallow depth of field on this one, and I think it was too shallow. Why do I say that? Is because I see some blurred part right here, really on the edges, and you know, the background seems to be pretty far away. It doesn't seem to be much in the background anyway to start with, and I think, yeah, a deeper depth of field would have done justice here. We could have seen really all the outline of the iguana. I think that's an iguana. And we would still have kept the front of the trunk blurred like this. So I don't know if it was shot with a Nifty 50 and was something around 1.8 or even 2 at this stage. I would have probably either back up or just give it a little bit more, give it an f3 or something like this. But nice, interesting. The composition is all right. Okay, it's a bit centered. The head is a bit centered, but the body is kind of diagonal, so I quite like that. Maybe the head would have been good a bit more on the left and getting a bit more of the body itself. But no, it's very interesting one. Color-wise, I think it's interesting. It's nice. I don't know what else I could have done on this one. It's really catchy, maybe a bit with saturation, but it's hard because you don't want to change too much. But it's really interesting one. I like it. Okay, this one, that's another type of commercial exposure. Blown out background. Although the light coming from, well, the light is, yeah, it's on the left side here, maybe slightly in the background, but although we see some reflection of the light here at the top. So I think the light was coming from the front, like this on the side. The only thing that bothers me with this one is the fact that the edges, I mean, all the edge right here and on the right side is blurred. I don't know whether it was a correction of chromatic aberration. That's possible. You know, chromatic aberration, guys, is when you have some blue, purple, different colors due to high contrast between your subject and the background. And one way of correcting it is trying to find a tone in between. And I know you can do that in Photoshop, and that would give you a result like this. And I think you need to choose the width of the pixels you wanna use, you wanna combine. And I think that was just tiny wee bit too much. If that's what happened, yeah, I wish it was more clear on the edges. That would have been nice. And maybe doesn't need to be straight like this. Maybe taken from a different angle, slightly higher than what it is here. I don't know. It's an interesting, but I would have done differently. But I like the fact that it's blown out of the background. Even though we do see the light here, the line. Sorry, not the light, but the line. This darker line here, which is probably the corner, you know, of the background. at this stage I would have probably gone in Photoshop, and because it's meant to be pure white, I would have taken the white paint and just painted all over it, leaving the shadow of course, but just painting all of it. So that's what I have to say about this one. Alright, this particular one, the first thing that caught my eyes when I saw this was kind of a heart shape produced by the two heads and the two arms as well. Quite like it, nice shot. I like the fact that the mother, if she is a mother, is looking straight in the eye of her daughter. I quite like that. I like the hand on the cheeks. Really catchy moment here. I like it. Black and white always help for skins, and we see that the skin of the elderly woman, well, obviously is aged, so the black and white surely helped, I guess, on this one. Bokeh is alright. The blurred, the depth of field, it's quite nice. I like the fact that the body, mainly the one on the left for some reason, is coming out more than the mother. But I quite like it. I think it's the fact that she's darker. She's got her hair longer and a darker top as well. That just brings more contrast to it. Maybe I would have used a brush and add more contrast or sharpness on the mother side around the back, just to help her popping out a bit more. But quite like it. What I was wondering though is about the crop itself. That's probably how it was shot. Once again, I don't know what lens was used for that, but I dared to give it a try early on, so I'm just showing you guys what I've done. So that's the original one, and I tried something. So I tried this. So why did I go for that? In that crop, I imagine that the girl would be walking toward her mom, and her mom is receiving her. And because the mom is taller, I quite like that crop of the mom on the side and the daughter on the other, and the mom is actually occupying the that line, for the rule of third. I quite like it. Her eyes is right in the alignment there, and yet the daughter walking to her mom, so I quite like that. The other crop I did was the one I first thought about, was just crop the both side and have the mom closer and taking more of the picture itself, and really giving that heart shape that I was talking about. So I don't know, if we compare it to the original, that's the original. What bothers me is it's all this background thing. It's like, why is it so much on the left and a little bit on the right? The picture is not centered, and which is fine, but if it's not centered, then why do we have so much on both sides? I don't know. There's nothing interesting there. So I think the moment is really between the mom's eyes and the daughter, the smile, the genuine smile, and the hand on the cheek. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think of either this crop when she goes to her mom, or even the two together. I quite like it. The problem I have with this type of crop is kind of a cubic one, right? It's a 2x2. I suspect. I didn't do it that way. I just moved the slides, the slider as I see fit. But yeah, I don't like that square crop usually. I don't know. I'll let you decide. Next one. Okay. They're all smiling. Happy faces, people. Happy faces. The background is not that interesting. I suspect it's probably taken at the same location, same type of grass at the background as the mother daughter. Obviously, it's not the same woman. I don't have much to say. Maybe a bit pale on the picture, on the woman's top. Maybe a bit pale. I would have added a bit more tone, pinkish color to that. I mean, nice contrast between the people and the background. Clearly, it's very sharp. Really a very wise choice of aperture for that. It's just too bad that the background is not interesting. What bothers me here is the white bit. Right, this is the handle of I don't know, a shutter or the window. That bothers me. It's white, guys. We know it. whatever is light in your image, our eyes are just going straight for it, and I don't know, it's a bit bothering me on this. But yeah, nothing else to say about this one. It's all right. Next one. This is mine. Okay, big critic on that one. It could have been one of the best shots. This is my daughter, and that could have been the pride. I mean, she's the pride of my life, but that picture could have been the pride of my photography life as well. I didn't stage it. Obviously, you can't stage a child of that age. The heart, all right. For those of you who may think that I actually shaped the heart in her eyes, I didn't. I swear I didn't. This just came out that way. The problem is, you see guys, I shot at 2.8. I was using the nifty 50 lens at 50mm. I was way too close. The reason why I was so close to her is to catch her attention. That's the reason why I was. Problem is, 2.8. The aperture plus the distance between your camera and your subject affect the depth of field. If I had been with a 3.5 or even a 5.6 at that distance from her, that would have been the best shot I would have ever done. I would have been the proudest dad for sure. Unfortunately, while you see that the right side is sharp, the left one is not, and I've added the sepia tone just simply to give more contrast because it wasn't sharp enough, and I played with it. I tried to make it sharper. One thing I haven't done though is use Photoshop and try to unblur the picture. So I know that was a sneak preview at Adobe Max last year. I haven't used that feature yet, so I'm going to give it a try and see if I can make it sharper. But let's be honest, you know, you can't create magic in post-production. So it would have been a fantastic shot, and as one of my friends recently mentioned, it has kind of a childline feeling in it. You know, she's not a miserable daughter, I can tell you that. And that's probably what I loved about it, and I tried to recreate this type of shot as well. So that's my critic on it. It could have been a fantastic shot. It's just not, because half of her face is not as sharp as the other. Too bad, really too bad. Next one, because I realize I've been speaking a lot and we're still half of the way. So here, obviously that's not stage. That's from Wyndham Photo, and that, you know, that's the program with wedding. You need to catch it. It's there's no redo, right? I would have loved to see more of the ring. Maybe I would have loved to be able to go a bit more on the right and you know, see a bit more of the face of the guy, and see her a little bit more and see the ring a bit more. A cheeky side of me would have loved to see, you know, a tiny wee bit higher. You know, see where we have those two guys at the back and we can see one mouth of one. I would have loved to see the other dude mouth as well. You know, maybe they're jealous. You know, this kind of thing. That makes me think it's just like, you know, those two guys are just like, oh damn it, she's taken. That's just a funny part of that one. But it's a nice shot. You know, can't be planned. It's a wedding. You got to do with what you got. So it's nice. Post production wise, it's nice. I don't see what else could have been done. It's a nice picture. It's a nice picture. Next one, so obviously same wedding. That was a fill-in flash with the background. I love the background. The background is great. It's not too in focus, which is great. You know, here we got 5.3. So 5.3, we know it's not a landscape depth of field, so that's the reason why it's a little bit blurred, but it's not too much blurred, so you can actually understand the scene where they are, and it's quite nice. My tiny thing would be about the fill-in. The fill-in a bit too strong here, because the light behind going through the trees seems to be a bit gold, yellowish, which is nice. Kind of golden hour type of light. That looks really nice. I just think that the fill-in flash was not diffused enough. and that just give them a bit pale. And the dude's face got some reddish on the cheeks and the forehead, maybe on post-production, doing some cleaning. I'm not talking about removing moles or these kind of things, but just adjusting the reddish on his face, and maybe the hand as well, doing something, because his hand is very red comparing to her arm. But that's it. Although the fact that they didn't smile, I don't know, the happiest day of their life. I don't know, but it's nice. Just the feeling. If I had something to change, I would have done something about the feeling. Next one. Ooh, hey, doggy. That's nice one. Very nice one. I like the ear. That's great, guys. You see the ears popping up, kind of aligned with the third line rule. The eyes as well, well positioned. Really nice here. Yeah, shallow depth of field. C2.8 was shot with what was used on this one. I know you put it in, but I have them here. 50, so yeah, and I see 50 at 1.8 lens, so it's a nifty 50 again. Fantastic lens. I like it. I really do. Nothing more to say about it. Maybe suffer a little bit from a too shallow depth of field. Maybe the nose. Would we want the nose to be a bit more, a bit sharper? I don't know. I like it. I like it. It's cute. It's cute. I like it. Maybe cropping a bit more from the bottom. I don't know. It's nice. Next one, still with Wandom. Okay, so this one I'm quite surprised, because that's shot at 2.8. 2.8, and that was shot with a nifty 50 again. So I'm surprised by that, because what depths of field did you want to play with? A shallow depth of field against what? I suspect against that wall, because the background is blurred. Here we see the foreground is getting blurred here, but it's sharp around the shaft here. So I don't know. I don't have anything to say about the aperture. Obviously, blown out light coming through the window. That doesn't bother me at all. I would even imagine darkening the entire scene and trying to capture the light beams through that window. And obviously, this is a black and white shot. One thing that I would have done something about. Those metallic bars, those steel bars here. I would have somehow removed that. Yeah, I'm quite anal about that. Light pole, phone lines, this kind of thing. That's disruptive to me. Do I need to see those bars? No, I don't. That reminds me that it's a castle that it's being repaired. I would have loved to see a ruin that stands by itself. I don't need to be reminded that it needs some repair. And I like the abandoned look of the entire scene, and the fact that there are those two bars reminds me that it's not totally abandoned. So no, and I see the problem that Van may have faced is that the corner here, because we see the what might be the roof, the ceiling of the room where this was taken. Too bad. Maybe it was the wrong lens. If only he used a wide-angle lens and get a little bit closer, he would have been able to maybe catch a bit more of the ceiling you see, and no suffering from the ceiling. Would have been able to see the other floor, the floor above, without having this roof, and still keeping the entire shaft on the floor in its globality. I don't know. That's what I have to say about this one. Next one, that's a funny one. That's kind of a Benny Hill funny shot. Yeah, it's removing or changing the wheel as the guys drives. That's hilarious. Funny though, he's shooting a 4.5 and focal length of 85. My guess is that because he's shooting a 4.5, usually with an 85 you would have expect a shallower depth of field. I suspect that he was actually quite far away from his subject, and maybe I found the people behind disruptive, but it's the type of scenery where, well, you got to choose where you stand. This cars afterwards, I think it seems to be a car show or something. So maybe the cars is not that disruptive. What is disruptive is the people. I hate people in photography, in photographs. I mean, but nice. I mean, the wheel is right where you want it. It's on the third line. It's a funny moment. I have nothing else to say. It's a funny moment, and yeah, not enough depth of field as far as I'm concerned. But because it's too bad. I mean, I see the toilets over there, and that bothers me. And I see a guy going to the toilet. That just is disruptive. Next, wow, what a transition! Just talked about the toilet, and now we see a gorgeous, gorgeous woman in a wedding dress. Beautiful, really beautiful. I like the background, the way this is being unsaturated. Totally love it. Gives a kick to the model. Really, really, really nice. One thing I would have said is about the. Oh, I can't zoom in. But you guys may see right here. I believe she's wearing a bra, a black bra, and a braless bra. And I would have somehow in post production, I would have removed that. I would have just cloned a little bit of skin to not have that black spot right here. Other than that, it's brilliant. The skin is nice as far as I can tell. Very sharp on the eye. Really, really nice work here as well. We could have seen that it's a bit blown out, but I think he probably worked with the sharpener to bring the details of that dress. But really nice job. I like the posture. I like everything about it. It's brilliant. Really, really nice job. Nice one. Same model. Fantastic. I like the glow. I love the glow. This is like really, really smooth skin. She's a beauty. She's a pure beauty. I love the fact that it's black and white, but still you have a nice softness to it, and the contrast with her black hair and the kind of dark background. I absolutely love it. It's brilliant. Yeah, maybe sharpening it a bit more if possible, but I love how the face is sharp and the rest of the body is glowing. Totally love it. Okay, this one here. Is that zoom? All right. Okay, here's better. I've got one thing to say about this one. It was focused right here. That's a 2.8 with a nifty 50. And I don't know why the focus was here. Maybe it was wanted. Usually I tend to have, closer to me, sharp, and going with a shallow depth of field as I go farther. It's a nice pattern shot, but because right in front of me it's not sharp, that is what is bothering me. So I don't know if it was wanted, but I would have preferred having and maybe flipping it. I don't know. Well, obviously that changes it. Yeah, that changes it all. But you see what I mean? It's like the closer to you, the sharper it is. But that's probably a roof or a wall, and that doesn't work upside down. But that's the only thing I would have said about it, because the shadow then is not straight anymore. Do I have anything to say about the? No, there's no chromatic aberration. Anyway, it was shot with a fantastic lens, so no, that's all I have to say. And the final one, I quite like it. I like it. Okay, although it's a Nikon guy, yeah. But no, I like it, joke aside. One thing I wanted to try with this one, because I love the eyes, they've got story to tell. I love the fact that he's wearing the camera strap, it's... It reminds me of the French Cartier-Bresson for some reason. You know, it's got something to it. It's got the edge. It's got, you know, and I was actually thinking it could have been a great shot. I like the I like the scenery, although I imagine the scenery. It looks like a bridge or something, and I would have loved to not have such a shallow depth of field and changing the angle of view to see the bridge a bit more. But I understand there were people on the bridge, and here's what I've tried with it. I don't. That's not something that I want to do on everybody's, right. I don't pretend to do the edit for you, but one thing that I tried was this. All right, so you see what I did is I unsaturated the background. I left a bit here that was not meant, but what I meant by this is that, as you know, he's an old dude. He's got a past. The past, usually I'm thinking black and white in the past, and the guy, you know, he probably shot when he was younger using film photography, shooting black and white. He probably saw all the evolution of photography, and now in the present he's wearing the Nikon strap in color. You know, he sees life in color, and it comes from the black and white time. So that's why I tried something like this. I found it was a bit fun, but other than that, I have nothing to say about it. It's really nice. I love the old people. I love the fact that there was no dragon effect put onto it. I love it. I love the reflection in the eyes, and we can even see the shooter in it. I totally love it. It's nice sparkle. Brilliant shot. Yeah, that's all I have to say about it. So this is it, folks. Wow. Yeah, that's been talking for quite a while. So I hope you enjoyed, and you enjoyed what I had to say about your exposures. That I wasn't too harsh. That was not the point of being too harsh. It's just giving you my honest opinion, what I would say on your work. And this is not meant to bash what you're doing. I don't know if you learners, beginners, or professional. This is just my opinion, how I would have done the things, which I don't own the truth. You know, I don't own truth. I'm just a simple guy. I'm passionate by photography, just like you guys are, and I believe we can learn from each other. So please put all your comments down below, down this video. I want to see comments. I want to see reaction to all the things that I came to say, and maybe you share my opinion, maybe you don't. But one thing, I just hope that this won't prevent you from submitting again. You know, and if you got edit of those pictures, you know, if you agree with anything that I would have said, and you want to give it a try, do not hesitate to submit them again, and we'll review them, and we'll do the evolution if you want. So really go for it, and this is it, folks. So until next time, this is Tom Migot saying, if you like it, whoops, if you like it, I was going to say no, I have one more thing. We're Tuesday, tomorrow we're Tuesday. I'm posting this tonight, it's Monday night. Tomorrow is Tuesday, Wednesday start the new week, so do not forget, I'm not going to do an announcement. This Wednesday, new week, submit your exposures, and I hope we get as many, or maybe even more, and maybe I'll need to do more sessions. So go ahead, and maybe a guest star for next week. I don't know. I'm traveling to Switzerland for work, but we'll see. So this is it. Until next time, this is Tom Migot saying, if you like it, well, capture it.